Hi, I'm Scarlett, and I've got a tale that's both cringeworthy and uplifting. It all began with a wardrobe malfunction of epic proportions. My pants decided to tear right down the seam as I reached for a candy bar I'd dropped in the grocery store. Cue the laughter and stares from onlookers, all while my cart brimmed with sugary treats. Thankfully, my buddy Matthew was there to swoop in, offering his jacket as a makeshift cover for my exposed behind. It was in that mortifying moment that I had a realization. I'd let myself go, and my expanding waistline was making itself known. But before I delve into that, let me rewind a bit. I was raised by my dad after my mom split when I was just a baby. She'd been a beauty queen in her heyday, but according to my dad, she wasn't quite ready for the responsibilities of motherhood. Hearing that as a child stung. I longed for a mother's presence, someone who understood the intricacies of being a girl. When I stumbled upon a trove of mom's pageant memorabilia in the attic at age 13, it sparked a curious mix of emotions. Amidst the trophies and faded sashes lay a tarnished crown, and slipping it onto my head, I couldn't help but indulge in a little daydreaming. She looked so radiant in the photographs, a stark contrast to my own reflection. You see, I inherited more than just my father's looks. While he's by no means unattractive, I never quite fit society's mold of conventional beauty. But hey, that's life, right? If you want to see how I turn things around, stick around, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. As a kid, though, my appearance never bothered me much. Growing up, I took after my dad quite a bit, sharing in his hobbies like changing tires, fixing things around the house, and bonding over quality time. But when I hit 16, the allure of getting my hands dirty faded as my attention turned to boys. I'd secretly hope one of them would ask me out, but alas, they never seemed to notice me, except for Matthew, my neighbor, who stuck around more out of proximity than anything else. While I pretended not to care about dates and cute clothes, deep down, I yearned for the chance to dress up and catch the eye of those dreamy boys. The fateful summer my pants gave way, I knew it was time for a change. I refused to keep feeling like a sausage squeezed into its casing. I craved attention, popularity, and the nickname Cutie Scarlett. But my first attempt at a makeover hit a snag at the mall, where the popular girls from school made their presence known with snide remarks about my size. Their comments stung, and as I struggled to find clothes that fit, it became painfully clear that shedding some pounds was the first step toward my transformation. That's when I devised a plan and enlisted Matthew as my coach. Despite the initial shock, he took my request seriously, asking the pivotal question, why did I want to lose weight? My honest answer, wanting to be pretty like my mom, earned his solemn commitment to help me achieve my goal. And so, armed with determination and Matthew's guidance, my journey began. Matthew's plan was straightforward. Cut back on indulgent treats and ramp up the exercise regimen. It sounded daunting, but I was resolute. If I wanted to shed those extra pounds, I knew sacrifices had to be made. No more cakes, pies, or ice cream. The night before my diet officially began, Matthew surprised me with a farewell feast of all my favorite foods. It was bittersweet, indulging in one last hurrah before the hard work commenced. We spent the evening watching movies, savoring each bite as if it were our last. The next morning marked the start of our rigorous routine. We met outside at the crack of dawn for a refreshing jog. Despite the physical exertion, it was a bonding experience, revealing new facets of Matthew's character with every step. But as the minutes ticked by, exhaustion set in, and I struggled to keep pace. Training proved grueling, with sweat drenching my brow and a persistent stitch in my side. Matthew's encouragement kept me going until the finish line. Afterwards, as hunger gnawed at my stomach, he handed me a set of breakfast recipes, suggesting an egg white omelet to kickstart my day. But my stomach had other ideas, growling audibly in protest. Matthew, ever the comedian, personified my hungry belly, engaging in a playful exchange that had us both in stitches. Despite the rumbling protests, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride, each growl a testament to my dedication to change. And so the days passed, filled with carefully curated meals and rigorous workouts. Through it all, Matthew remained a constant source of support, without whom the journey would have been unbearable. Matthew's inventive distraction tactics, like frequent brisk walks, became essential in quelling my hunger pangs. One day, amidst our stroll, we stumbled upon a sight that instantly captivated me, an announcement for a local teen beauty pageant slated to take place in just 2 weeks. Excitedly, I pointed it out to Matthew, declaring it a golden opportunity. However, Matthew hesitated, citing potential hurdles like the contest's imminent date and my father's aversion to beauty pageants due to my mother's history. Yet, I remained undeterred, buoyed by the belief that my newfound dedication to fitness could pave the path to victory. Even if I didn't clinch the crown, I reasoned my transformation would be impossible to ignore. With relentless persistence, I badgered Matthew until he relented, reaching out to the organizers to secure a spot for me. Despite their willingness to accommodate a last-minute entry, I faced a considerable disadvantage, missing out on pre-pageant preparations like beauty shots and pictorials. Undeterred by the setback, I channel my determination into intensified workouts and unwavering adherence to my low-carb diet. In addition to physical conditioning, we had to devise a standout talent routine for the pageant alongside preparing for the question and answer segment and swimsuit competition. Hastily ticking off the checklist, I scrambled to fulfill each requirement, including official photo shoots. Yet the photographer's lack of enthusiasm, compounded by studio lighting malfunctions, threatened to dampen my spirits. Unfazed by the setbacks, I sprang into action, swiftly rectifying the electrical issue to ensure the photo shoot proceeded smoothly. With each obstacle overcome, my resolve only strengthened, propelling me ever closer to my goal of gracing the stage as a contender in the teen beauty pageant. With a touch of expertise, I swiftly directed Net to dash to the hardware store for the necessary parts. In a flash, I replaced the faulty circuit breaker, restoring the studio lights to their brilliance. Impressed, the photographer marveled at my unexpected skills, sparking a lively conversation that veered from home repairs to car maintenance. Grateful for the newfound camaraderie, I posed effortlessly for the photo shoot, relishing the opportunity to connect beyond the confines of the competition. As I attended the last-minute rehearsals, I found myself amidst a sea of stunning and amicable contestants, diligently perfecting our stage presence while forging tentative friendships. As the fateful day of the pageant dawned, Matthew and I navigated through the throngs of elegantly attired mothers and daughters, my heart brimming with trepidation. Overwhelmed by self-doubt, I momentarily entertained the notion of retreat. How could I possibly measure up to the dazzling array of competitors? Yet, spurred on by the sound of my name, I resolved to forge ahead. Matthew's reassuring embrace buoyed my spirits, instilling a newfound determination within me. However, as I stepped into the locker room, my insecurities resurfaced. Amongst the impeccably coiffed and impeccably groomed contestants, I felt acutely out of place. Despite the veneer of confidence afforded by makeup and hairstyling, I remained painfully aware of my perceived inadequacies. Some of the other contestants cast disdainful glances my way, their superiority thinly veiled. It was a stark reminder of my perceived lack of belonging. Yet, in the moments preceding our entrance onto the stage, a surge of anticipation coursed through me. Regardless of my physical appearance, I recognized the fleeting opportunity to showcase my inner beauty. With newfound resolve, I strode onto the stage, head held high, determined to leave an indelible mark despite the odds stacked against me. As I stepped onto the stage, I couldn't shake the thought of my mother, wondering if she had ever felt the same rush of anticipation. The dazzling lights illuminated the scene, and the roar of the crowd enveloped me in a wave of disbelief. Were their cheers meant for me or merely the contestant before me? Despite my uncertainties, I embraced the moment, basking in the unexpected thrill of it all. Following the initial walk, it was time for a quick change into our talent costumes. Lacking prowess in singing, dancing, or baton twirling, Matthew and I settled on showcasing my proficiency in changing a flat tire. With my props prepared on stage, I emerged in a jumpsuit, twirling a wrench with flair and rolling in a new wheel to resounding applause. Next came the swimsuit competition and the question and answer segment, leading up to the eagerly anticipated announcement of the results. As we reconvened on stage, most of the contestants donned bikinis, exuding confidence. Despite my reservations about my figure, I strode out in a one-piece, determined to exude assurance. With a microphone in hand, I greeted the audience, nerves tingling beneath the surface. The host's inquiry into my motivation for entering the pageant prompted a reflective pause. Admitting to my initial doubts about fitting the mold of a traditional pageant contestant, I emphasized my journey of self-discovery and determination. With Matthew's supportive gaze anchoring me, I shared my realization that with dedication and perseverance, I had transformed myself in ways I never imagined possible. The host's laughter resonated through the venue as he probed further, questioning my belief in deserving victory. Before I could respond, my stomach had its own commentary, emitting a resounding rumble that echoed throughout the room. Laughter erupted, and I felt a flush of embarrassment wash over me. I wished fervently for the ground to swallow me whole, but the applause and cheers persisted. Mustering a smile, I leaned into the microphone once more. "Seems like my stomach has its own agenda tonight," I quipped. "But if I win, I promise to treat it to some cake later." Despite my mortification, the crowd's amusement was infectious, and soon I found myself chuckling along with them. Amidst the laughter, supportive words reached my ears, lifting my spirits. Even the photographers and technicians offered their encouragement, signaling their support with enthusiastic applause and cheers. As the next contestant took the stage, I couldn't help but notice the spotlight lingering a little longer on me before dimming. It was a subtle acknowledgement, but it spoke volumes, affirming that my presence hadn't gone unnoticed. Backstage, camaraderie flourished as fellow contestants exchanged compliments and camaraderie. Surrounded by these radiant young women, I felt a sense of belonging and confidence that transcended any competition. When the time came for the final announcement, I was content, having already achieved what I set out to do. Yet to my astonishment, my name was called. Though first place eluded me, I was honored to be named second runner-up. With a mixture of disbelief and joy, I ascended the stage to claim my sash, crown, and bouquet. Amidst the flurry of congratulatory embraces and flashing cameras, I glimpsed Matthew and my dad in the audience, their proud smiles filling me with warmth. It was a whirlwind of excitement and affirmation, and amidst it all, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected journey that led me to that moment. As the event wound down, I collected my belongings from backstage, bracing myself for the conversation with my dad. To my relief, his expression was one of unmistakable pride as he greeted me. "Congratulations, Scarlett," he exclaimed. "I was at home, wondering where you were when I suddenly saw you on TV. Matthew filled me in. I'm so proud of you. Your mom would have been proud too." His words touched me deeply, and I felt a swell of gratitude for his unwavering support. After a warm embrace, he mentioned he'd bring the car around. Glancing over, I saw Matthew, who offered his congratulations with a shy smile. "You did a fantastic job," he said softly. "And don't worry, I filled your dad in on everything. He understands." Relief washed over me, and tears of gratitude welled in my eyes. "Thank you," I whispered, overcome with emotion. "I couldn't have done it without you. This victory is ours as much as it is mine." In that moment, it dawned on me, the bond I shared with Matthew, the unwavering support of my father, it all fell into place. Through the challenges and triumphs of the night, a newfound clarity emerged. I realized that I carried within me the essence of both my parents, and that with determination, I could achieve anything. And Matthew, he was more than just a friend. He was my guiding light, the one who saw me when others didn't. Moved by these revelations, I leaned in and pressed a gentle kiss to Matthew's cheek. "Because you saw me when no one else did," I murmured, my heart brimming with gratitude. Hand in hand, we made our way to my dad's car, ready to embark on the next chapter of our journey together.